Hey, what's up, guys? Boxing with B.
Air up without the paycheck.
All right, first things first, let's talk about Stevenson versus Valdez. What did you think of that fight? Was it what you expected?
An ass whooping, yes.
I expected Stevenson to win. I think Stevenson, like he has said before, he doesn't like being compared to Floyd Mayweather, right?
I know, I was going to say that. He doesn't like to be compared, but he fights like Floyd Mayweather.
But you know what? He did get touched a little bit more than Floyd does.
It's all right. Pernell Whitaker fought the same way.
Valdez started the first round. Right when the bell rang, he went out there throwing haymakers. He went out there just trying to land that perfect punch that would just send, I guess kind of like shock the world in the first round.
Well, I think this kid, Stevenson, could take shots, so he underestimated him with there too. And to me, Valdez didn't look so big like he was before. Not so big, not so muscular like he was before. What happened?
I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of talks about, when Valdez tested positive, because just because it's not being talked about at that specific moment, like maybe bygones be bygones, that never happens in the sport of boxing, in any sport really. When you test positive for a banned substance,
just tell the truth and say, okay, I screwed up in life. I took something like the baseball players when they got caught. I took something I was not supposed to be taking. He comes up with tea. First it was a Mexican meat. Now there's tea. I didn't know there was tea that gave you steroids. Or an enhancement, I should say. Not steroids, but an enhancement. Wow. Wow. Just admit it. You screwed up in your life. People do make mistakes. And if you're straight off, people do forgive you for stuff like that.
That's true. Like you're right. You're right. Exactly. You make a mistake, you own it, you move on, and if I were him and I tested positive, I would want everybody to see like, look, if he didn't know or whatever. If he wants to really test everybody or really convince everyone, then here, I'm going to agree to a random blood testing all the time. Show the proof. Show to everybody I'm a clean fighter. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was in my nutrition. Here's 100% me. Here, I'm going to agree to random testing.
Well, either way, he fought his belly and fight that he wanted. I'll give him that much, but he came up short.
He did. And Stevenson, standing up quick, sitting in between rounds and then being up, seconds before.
Smiling at him.
Yeah.
Taunting him.
Stevenson did, though. He's learning, too. He's constantly learning. He adjusts. So in this fight, Valdez started to not break the code, not crack the code, as Stevenson was saying, like, you got to crack this code. He didn't crack the code, but he did land a few shots on Stevenson. I think more than Stevenson wanted.
Yeah, but they were nothing like outrageous. Like
no, nothing to hurt him like that.
No,
Stevenson was really smart. He was anticipating what's next, moving around.
Got it. I'll give him that much. He was there to fight. He fought, but nothing at caliber. You know who had won that fight. That was it. His editing also was saying throw punches. Well, this kid was throwing punches, but he wasn't hitting nothing. So, it reminded me of when Canelo fought Mayweather.
Yeah.
Canelo was doing all this, going really good, and he couldn't hit Mayweather.
That's true, and he took his first loss against them, and that's the same thing that happened here. Oscar Valdez took his first loss against Stevenson.
Yep.
In that final round, we saw Stevenson go in there in like the last 10 seconds. He was already putting his hands up in the air. I won this, celebrating, and Valdez still tried to go after him and land another.
He tried because he
didn't
want
shot.
to lose his belt. He didn't want to lose his O, but
he knew it too.
Shakur did his job.
Yeah, he did his job. Congrats to Shakur Stevenson.
Yep.
What is next?
Hopefully he unifies all the belts. We'll see what's out there. Because we have a lot of great champions in those different weight classes that he might have to go up with. We got Tank Davis, too.
I think he had said Devin Haney, he respects him, but if there's a fight there, then he'll take it.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see him fight Davis.
One thing I do want to say is I give credit to Shakur Stevenson for taking the Oscar Valdez fight because, he had said before leading up to it, don't cheat against me. Don't cheat against me. I know what you, and then he's like, I never cheated or whatever. He's like, look, I'm just telling you, it already came up once. Don't cheat against me. But despite that, he took this fight against Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez is seen as an explosive fighter. Yep. Look what he did to Burchell. Other fighters that are younger that are coming up, they wouldn't want to fight Oscar Valdez right now, especially after seeing his knockout win against Burchell. That's why I give credit to Shakur Stevenson because he said, I want this fight.
From when they were under the different weight, he was calling him out. And supposedly, Valdez ran going up in weight to avoid him.
But they were both on the same path of going up in weight.
So this kid came up.
And like they said, I mean, either way, the fight happened at this weight class finally. But like I said, I'll give credit to Shakur Stevenson because he pursued this fight and he said, you know, Valdez has the belt. Valdez is at the top. I want the belts. I'm going to fight him. I want to fight him.
Well, if Valdez wants to be champion again, he could always go down again. Go down and wait. He's a good fighter. He'll get it back.
Yeah, and like you said, if he wants to pursue, because in this whole thing leading up to the fight, he kept saying, I never cheated. He got very emotional about it. You know, 50-50. 50% of the fans will say, yes, he's being real, and 50% will say, no, he just feels bad that he was caught. One or the other. Valdez is the only one that knows his true intentions, and Valdez is the only one that knows whether he's aware that that was in his system or not. You know, he's going to get criticized no matter what, but it's up to him to take that criticism and do something with it. Yeah. Go back in there and, you know, like I said, agree to random blood testing. You know, if that's really what he wants to do, to prove to the fans that and prove to everybody else that he's a legit clean fighter and that was just some kind of mishap, then, you know, that's one of the options that he could do.
He could get back on his feet. He could be champion again, you know. Just do, you know, if he can't do it at this weight class, do it at a different weight class under and go back up. He's a good fighter. He could take, you know, he could take a punch.
Yeah.
You know, steroids, no steroids, enhancement, no enhancement. If you can't take a punch, you're going to get knocked out either way. You know, this kid could take a punch. So, you know, he'll be back.
Yeah, for sure.
Fight.
Breaking news.
This is the guy that's going to give him the biggest fight.
And then guess what?
Boxing.